Welcome to the 8th episode of the Lambwoman Knits podcast. That was formerly the Pearls Before Swine podcast. But I decided that since I changed my Instagram and I changed everything else, and since Pearls Before Swine is apparently hard to search for, hoping that Lambwoman Knits will be easier to search for. So, this is the Lambwoman Knits podcast. My name is Rachel. You can find me as Lambwoman on Instagram, as Lambwoman02 on Ravelry, and you can find my Etsy shop where I sell yarn, project bags, and progress keepers. And that is lambwomanknits.etsy. What else? This is a podcast about knitting, mostly, and whatever else, crafting or other life-related that I feel like talking about. If you are thinking that you need to adjust your screen because I look a little pink, you do not. I went to the beach yesterday and I got kind of sunburned a little bit. So, yes, I went to the beach yesterday with my kids and my parents. We live in Raleigh, North Carolina, or outside of Raleigh, North Carolina. And we live about two if the only thing you do is drive. Sorry, I keep looking at myself and not at the thing. 2.5 if you actually stop and go to the bathroom, which we do. Because 2 hours is too long to not go to the bathroom. So we live about 2.5 hours away from the beach. Or a beach. There's, a whole coastline of beaches. I think the closest one, though, is in Wilmington. That's about 2.5 hours away. So we went there for a day trip yesterday. It was really great. The sun was really scorching, though, and we got kind of burnt. I put on sunscreen. I reapplied sunscreen. I think I forgot to put sunscreen on right here because... oh, yeah, you can see. See? Look at that. When you're putting sunscreen on 5 people, sometimes you forget spots. And I'm usually pretty good at getting my kids lathered up, but for some reason not always, but I frequently forget this one area. It's like I do this, I do my face, somebody does my back, and then I'm just like, oh yeah. Anyway, so yeah. That is what I was up to yesterday. So, knitting. Let's talk about whips. Whip. What's my nickname? Oh, it's me whip. Okay, I'm sorry. I have problems. First of all, just because it's the first one I actually grabbed, I have a hoe. Look at it. It's so lovely. Oh. I moved in here because my kids are all home, but I think I might keep being here, even though the doors are not the most lovely backdrop. It's good light. So here, I don't know why look! I don't know, weird. Here is my hoe. It's a sock that I made from a lovely sock blank. Let me show you the sock blank. Oh, wells. Anyway, back here it's a little bit closer. So like most of you, I have been looking at all of the lovely stenciled like most of you, I've been looking at all of the lovely stenciled sock blanks that Andy of Andre Sue Knits has been making. And so I thought I would try some myself. This was the first one that I did. And actually when I did it, I did it, and then I posted a picture of it. And then immediately, I looked at it, and I looked at where the flowers were, and I realized that there were a lot of places where there was only going to be one color, and it was really going to be like a lot of white. And so I went back, and I added in a ton more flowers. So this is what it looked like. It's, blue, like baby blue on one side, and green on the other. In my mind, it was sort of like, here's the grass, here's the flowers, here's the sky. That was my mental plan. And, yeah, the colors are not quite right. This is a magenta, this is yellow, And there's actually 2 different colors of purple here, but they ended up looking about the same. Yeah, I can't even tell the difference. So one of them is like a hydrangea color, and this one is like the, I think it's like wild iris or intense iris. But yeah, they wound up looking exactly the same. It would have been cool if they were different and there was blue and purple, but they're not. They just look blue. Both of them. Anyway, so I think it's a very pretty sock blank, and it has made, so far, very pretty sock. I'm really liking it. And here is the other one. As you can see, they are not exactly the same. I'm currently stuck in a patch of pink only. It's driving me a little tiny bit crazy but look right there, it's yellow, it's coming. Yay, the yellow is coming. It's kind of boring when there's only one color, a flower. But it makes me glad that I have the green and the blue. I think it worked out really nicely with the green and the blue, because it really provides like a stable background for the other colors. And the yellow, it kind of ends up fading away. I don't know, it's not very exciting. And as you can see, I have 9-inch circulars. This is my first time using them. I actually got them, I ordered them like the day that I made the sock blank, because I was like, well, I'm going to have to make socks one at a time. And I only have I have some Knit Picks needles that I don't love. And whatever. I needed an excuse to buy 9-inch circulars, and I finally found a good excuse to buy some 9-inch circulars. And I am so far really liking them. I really like that you don't have to spend all the time rearranging your needles like you do. I'm also totally enjoying Vanilla Sock. It's amazing. I feel like it's going so much faster. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I turned into a different person in the last 3 weeks. Suddenly, I love 9-inch circulars. I like Vanilla Socks. I don't know who I am. And you know what? I bet 3 months from now, I'll be like, guess what, guys? Knitting socks 2 at a time is the best. So, whatever. I apparently am just like that. But you should already know that by now. You probably figured it out before I did. Anyway, and I could actually knit these while podcasting, unlike the last time, because it's just knitting. Anyway, so that is my Sock Make Socks. Super love them. Super excited about them. And I used, what did I use? Oh, a Fish Lips Kiss Heel. Whatever toe I wanted to use. I just did my own rounded toe. And, yeah. Super excited about it. It's great. And I will be talking more about stenciled sock blanks at the end, when I will talk about some shop-related things. So the next bag that I grabbed is my Citadel. And I am about ready to, I finished sort of like the top back portion, and I'm ready to divide, I'm ready to put this on waste yarn and then do the same thing down over here. So I feel like I'm moving right along. I've used 2 50-gram balls. I'm on my third, which I bought 20, which I think was one more than was actually requested. So that to me says that I'm approximately 10%. Oh, I think the cloud just went over the sun, which meant that my light is not so great anymore. I'm sorry that I keep looking at myself. I'm just so beautiful today, guys. So beautiful. More about this. This pattern is by Joji Locatelli. The yarn that I'm using is Knit Picks. I don't have the thing in there. Swish Swish. And it is 100% superwash merino. And I do not remember the name of the color. But it's gray. Okay. For my next whip, I have a Spectrum. The Shawl by Hohilo Catelli, which if I finished both that Citadel sweater, which would be crazy, but if I finished it by like the end of August, I could enter it into the Grocery Girls Hohi along, which would be really exciting. We'll see. Anyway. So when I bought the Citadel, oh, this is the back. When I bought the Citadel sweater, it is part of a ebook called the Authentic Collection, and I think I could have spent like, I don't know, it was like spend $6 on the pattern or spend $16 and get like 10 patterns, and I'm a sucker for that kind of thing, so I bought the whole book, which means I now feel compelled to make, enough of those patterns to make it worth it, because that's who I am. So this one is called Spectrum. It is a 2-color shawl. Maybe I will insert a picture. Maybe not. It keeps, actually it started, so it's zigged. It's going to start to zag. And then I think it'll zig again as it gets bigger and bigger. And there's like three sections or 4 sections. I guess this first section is the color A, and then you do some of both, and then you do some of both but closer together, and then you do flip-flop it, and then at the last section it's all color B. So, and I'm using, the yarn I'm using is Lolo Did It in, how can I not remember? Pretty Young Thing, which I had bought to use with something else, and then I didn't. And then this is blue something. I don't remember what it's called. It's also Lolo Did It though. She's really good. She's really smart, and she has all the coordinating tonal colors. It's some weird word. It's like blue armaline or blue, I don't know, it's something weird. It's a weird word. I don't remember what it is. But the 2 colors look awesome together. Yeah, I'm excited to finish that up. Okay, what else? Oh, how many was that? Was that 3? That was 3. Okay. And my other work in progress, I can't find it. I don't know if it was me, or if it was one of my kids, or if it was a combination of both, or if it's just in the car. It might be in the car. I didn't look in the car. I don't know where it is. All I know is that when I was gathering my stuff together, I couldn't find it, and I was like, oh well. Anyway, the invisible socks. They're monkey socks, which I cast on like a week and a half. No, I guess it's almost 2 weeks ago. I cast them on, and I was gonna try to finish them up for the cookie jar knit along, but in the end, it was stressful, and I decided not to do it. So hopefully I will have those next time. Maybe finished, maybe not. I don't know. I am working on them though. And I have 2 Evos! Two shawls. The first one, just because it was the first one that I randomly grabbed, and that's backwards, is the one that I designed for myself. And I don't know if I'm actually going to publish this or not. I'm kind of chicken, and it sounds like a lot of work. If I did, I would make some changes. Mainly I would have 5 of these sections instead of 4. and I was playing some Yarn Chicken. I was playing some Yarn Chicken and I lost, and then I wasn't sure what color to do for the bottom, and I'm not entirely sure if it was laziness or a desire for simplicity, but I ended up just using like bare undyed yarn for the last 4 rows and the bind off. And this is in Hedgehog Fibers Singles Boombox. Let me show you. Yeah, I need to do that. Yeah, it's more of a shawlette, I would say, than a shawl. And before I blocked it, I felt like it was too small, and now that I blocked it, I'm liking its shawlette-ness, but I would still add another section just to make it a little bit bigger, and because odd numbers are more aesthetically pleasing, and it bugs me that there's only 4 sections. So I don't know why I keep showing you that. I don't know. It's weird. I'm pretty happy with it. I don't think that this yarn is the best choice for the pattern, but I don't really know any knitters, and so I know my mom's a knitter, but other than that, I feel like it works out okay. But I just feel like this stitch gets a little bit lost, maybe. Although it is a lot better now that it's blocked. But I think a less busy yarn would be better. But it's still lovely. I'll still wear it. So. Okay, my second FO, which I was going to wear. Well, oh my heavens, it's so hot here, y'all. It's like 95 degrees. It's so hot. It's not 95 degrees in my house, but just looking out the window and being like, it's 95 degrees out there. I can't wear something this heavy. Okay. This is my Budding Bluebells. And again, I have completely blocked out any memory last episode, so I have no idea what I said about this last time. But this, or even how far I was last time. This, I learned a lot about myself, I feel like, through this knit. I learned that I don't like knitting shawls with this much stuck in it. That I think I need either garter, or I need it to stripe, or I need pattern to change it up, which is why I designed that one the way I did. I really just made this out of this yarn because I had it, and not because I loved it, and that is something that I need to work on. I learned not to do something if you don't love it, because I feel like I ended up having some maybe negative feelings towards the knit, and that feeling then translates to the finished object. I don't love it. And I can't even put my finger on what it is, because I like all the colors, I like the pattern, I like in theory I like everything about it, but there's just something about it that's kind of meh to me, and I think I should have waited. I should have waited. So, but it's good to do something like that and to learn something about yourself. I'm still going to wear it because, you know, it is pretty, I guess. I'm just never going to feel about it the way I feel about some of the other things that I've knit, where it brings me a lot of joy. And, yeah. So that's that. But I'm glad to have learned those lessons about myself, because it's not worth it to spend time on something that you don't love. Okay, so those are my 2 finished objects. Now on to my needle dreams. Right now I've got my needle dreams mostly under control. I feel like I learned a lot about myself as a knitter in the last month or so. Just with what I like about shawls and what socks and different things, and not wanting to join a gajillion knit-alongs, and just that I'm a mostly monogamous knitter, I think. I like having just 1 or 2 projects or 3 projects on the needle. So I feel like that's helped me get my needle dreams in check. I do want to, I was working the beginning of the year, very beginning of the year, I was working on some stockings for Christmas for my family, and I finished 2 of them. And since there are a couple of different Christmas and July knit-alongs, now's a really good time. And so that I'm not doing them, in November or December. Now would be a really good time to start working on that. So I want to do at least 1, because they are, I think the stitch count even is exactly the same as a sock. I just used super bulky yarn, and it's exactly the same. So it is a sock. So those are my needle dreams. Not too ambitious. I am not shooting for the stars. I'm reaching the moon this week. I am shooting for nothing. That's what I'm shooting for. So now, onto the part where you get to judge me. Well, I guess you get to judge me all the time. But I bought a whole lot of stuff. And now you get to think all your judgmental feelings about me. Well, say this way. Okay, so, first of all, I had one of my projects in this, and I couldn't secretly hid it. I got a Mrs. Brown's bag. Isn't it so pretty? It's so pretty. I love it. Yes, it is my favorite. So I really like this bag, obviously. Who wouldn't really like this bag? And, I don't even have one. At the same time, while I was waiting for this bag, I was making some bags, and it just so happened that the shape that I ended up deciding was the perfect size to make is this exact same size. It's the exact same width. I held up the 2 bags and they're exact. So that made me feel really awesome, because I independently came up with the same thing that she came up with. But I do really like the size and the shape of bag. It's also good for interfacing if you're sewing, because, I don't need to open it. I don't know why I'm opening it. But here you go, Mrs. Brown's bag. And that came in a kit with these 2. And I've already lost the tags. I'm not a tag keeper. From the Yarn Enabler. I guess I got all of this to do. It's a sparkly heels and toes. And this is a self-striping. And it's pretty good. It's nice and soft. It still smells like vinegar, which is awesome. And what's funny is that I purchased this so quickly. I think she had some that were sparkly yarn and not sparkly heels and toes, and some that were sparkly heels and toes and not. One of them was sparkly either way. I did not pay any attention to what I was buying until afterwards. No attention at all. I just bought it as fast as I possibly could. So now I feel like I've checked my Mrs. Brown's box, and I won't ever feel, I will still be oh, I want that bag. But I'm not gonna, my outlook in general is to not stress out about yarn purchasing. So, Volan Vine and all the ones that sell out in 5 seconds, I'm just oh well, I guess I never get your yarn. So with Mrs. Brown's bags, with the way she has been changing her updates, I figured if I would check on it maybe every so often, and if I happen to get it, great, then I could buy it and feel like it was, kismet, and if not, oh well, don't really care. Was not gonna like stress out about it or get my heart set on anything, and I gotta go. Get a little girl. Anyway, I kind of lost whatever train of thought I had. My daughter, my 2-year-old, woke up, and now she's settled down with some Daniel Tiger. So, back to the rest of my acquisitions. On the same day, wait, let's try that again. On the same day that my Mrs. Brown's bag came, I got Love Shack. And Lolo did it. Look how pretty it is. It was such a good mail day. So pretty. It has like all these colors. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this. I think it would make excellent socks. But I'm trying to stop thinking of looking at every single yarn and being like, that would make great socks. Because I kind of do that. But maybe it would make a great shawl. It would make a great everything. I think if I made a shawl, I would have to pair it with another color. But, so what else? And then, I got, this is not the box they came in, but they look so pretty in here. I got all the Felici. Okay, not really all the Felici, just lots of colors of the Felici. I enjoy Felici. It's so soft, and it seems like such a rare commodity that seems like you have to buy it. And it's cheap, which makes me lose my... And if you spend $50 at Knit Picks, you get free shipping. So obviously I had to buy all of these. And what's actually really funny is that the other 2 times that I've knit socks out of Felici, I have used 150 crayon ball to make a pair of socks. Because I made short socks and I used heels and toes with a different color. But I still bought 2 of all the ones I wanted, just in case. But I thought it would be good to have on hand for like a swap, or they're super amazing in Cozy Memories blankets, so it'd be good for mini skein swapping. They're also make adorable little preemie baby hats. So I'll just keep waving this one. This one is, what? It doesn't even say on it, does it? Oh, this one is Balloon Ride. This one is Kaleidoscope. I really like this one. It says in the description on Knit Picks that this is a pale gray. I totally feel like it's a lavender. So maybe it's just like a lavender pale gray. And then this one you can actually see there's some pink and some purple in there. Just a lot of good colors. This one is Ever After. Oh, upside down. Doesn't really matter. This one. If my husband would let me make him socks that were striped, I think these ones would work as manly socks. But my lovely husband says no stripes, solid color only, vanilla only. So he hasn't gotten any socks yet because that sounds like the most boring sock ever. He doesn't have very big feet, but Bubble. I think this one is my favorite. Like the other ones, I would probably be happy to just make them into socks for my daughters. But this one, like, these are mama socks. They're for mama. Mama only. Okay. And then I had one last one. I got the Lolo Did It of the month. Oh, and this is not right. It is way greener. Now that I think about it, my shirt looks the wrong color too. It looks a lot bluer, but it's green. This was Ghostbusters, and I'm not wild about it. I think I'm just going to have to see other people knit it up, and then maybe I'll like it a little better. So it's a minty green. It has some awesome pops. Yeah, you can't see. Whatever. Yeah, you can't see this at all. It has some awesome pops. I guess you can almost see it from here. Of like a fluorescent green. What I don't love about it is that I don't like red. And it has this red in it. And I just kind of am meh. What's weird is that it has like some random magenta. I love that. So if it was like all magenta, I would love it. But like this, I'm not crazy about it. So I'm going to have to see some other people knit stuff out of it and see what they make. And if not, then I figure I can always, destash it, trade it, or sell it for something. So yeah, I've just been loving on Lolo did it recently, so I figured I would try. This is my first ever club colorway of anything that I've ever gotten. Look how good I've gotten at wrapping these. Aren't they so good? Yeah, so we'll see about that. What's next? So next on my list was, I'm sorry that I'm so spinny. I'm sorry. I know some people probably really hate that. But just my life. Life's been pretty good, I guess. I've not been doing too great in the depression department, but the last 3 days have been good. Always so bizarre when I switch from like one to the other. Just because, I can tell there's like a switch in my brain that's like, oh, yeah, today you're good. This morning I got up and I dyed like a ton of yarn. And I've done stuff today. And for me, depression is usually just like, I don't feel like doing nothing. Which is why I get a lot of knitting done, because what else am I going to do? So, my kids are out of school. Did I mention that? I should probably have thought about what I was going to say about my life. My kids are out of school for a week in between the school years. As I've said before, they have year-round school, so they get a week off in between the school years. And so they're off. I guess today's really their last day. My 4-year-old goes to kindergarten next week. They do staggered entry, so she'll just have 1 day next week. And then they'll actually only be in for 2 weeks, and then they'll be out for 3 weeks. They'll be tracked out. My hair is curly, which is really weird. So my hair it's normal. I guess you can't, yeah, you can see it's curly. My hair's normally, like, just curly right here. Like if I had it down, this top part is all straight. But in the summer when it's all humid, it gets really curly. Right here. Well, especially when it's this short. So, I have curly hair, which is weird and funny. Now on to shop news. I have not updated my shop in a while because I've been kind of depressed and not working on stuff, which is fine because there's still stuff in my shop and people can still buy it. So, but this week I've been working on some more stenciled sock blanks, and I actually have, I think, 5 stenciled sock blanks. I brought 2 to show just because. So I made another flower one. This one I was going to do with these colors and yellow, but then I just liked it with these colors, so I left it that way. And I think I put a lot more flowers on this one than I did on my own sock blank. So I think this will look so pretty. So pretty. And when I did it, I tried to make sure that there weren't any spots where there was like just one color, or at least there weren't like a big chunk of spots. So a lot of spots, yeah, that's, now that I'm looking at it, because it's been a while. It's going to be really colorful, really speckledy and awesome. And then there were two sock blanks that were already in my shop that I did not love. And so I decided to add some stenciling to them. And now they're awesome. So this one, and then there's one that's just like it, but sparkly. And, well, okay, it's not just like it. It's similar, but the yarn has stellina. And I did blue stars and black stars instead of blue and black stars instead of purple stars, and then the polka dots. I'm interested to see sort of how these polka dots play out. I think it'll be kind of cool. I just wanted to add some black to it. I think it's probably going to end up as sort of diagonal striping, or ish, diagonal striped speckles, which I think will be really cool. Yeah, I think both of these are going to end up awesome. Like, this is so awesome to me. So I hope that other people like what I like, as always. That's the hard thing about making things and selling them. And this one did, I don't know how it happened, but there's a couple of these weird spots where it's like pink. And I don't know if I should like discount it or not. Because part of me feels like that makes it slightly defective. The other part of me thinks that that makes it slightly awesome. So I'm probably just going to put it in at like regular price and see what happens. Because I do think it's actually going to be kind of awesome. Because it's going to have these sort of random pink speckles. But I'm not exactly sure what I did. Because none of the other ones that I dyed ended up having anything similar to that. Yeah, I don't know what I did. So, just is what it is, I guess. So, I'm probably, hopefully going to update those tonight, maybe, while this is loading. Yeah, so that's a lot of stuff for me today. Etsy and Etsy and YouTube and all sorts of stuff. So, I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really, really do appreciate it. And I hope that you are doing awesome. And please subscribe if you have not already subscribed. And I will try to remember to put show notes in the Ravelry group, which I did not do for the last episode. What else? I think, is that it? I don't know. I can never remember all these podcast-ear things that I'm supposed to be doing. Please, thank you. Thank you for watching. I hope you're having a great life, and I will see you next time. Bye.